Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy HD MMA back at it again with another video. Today, we are doing my reaction and breakdown to UFC London Fight Night. Movsar Evloev versus Lerone fucking Murphy, bro. Lerone Murphy, cuz. Yeah, deep in it, blood. Overall, it was a pretty so-and-so card, pretty mid. I think there was a lot of hype going into this card because it was like a real title eliminator bout, and whoever won was going to be the one to fight Volkanovski next. I think that was like 99% of the hype going into this card. But as the fights like went on and as the fights played out, it turned out to be a very sort of dull and very almost like uncanny and weird kind of card as like everything was said and done, especially that main event, which we're gonna talk about. Probably the biggest robbery I've ever seen. Since watching the UFC live. Um, Pretty much the most blatant robbery I've seen. But we'll get to that. Not that really like many big moments going into this card. Not a lot of finishes. One of the finishes was a women's fight, so you already know that this card was not that good if one of the main finishes was a women's fight. A lot of the UK prospects didn't deliver, especially one that was lower in the main card, but we'll get to that. Fucking Curtis Campbell. Fuck. Yeah, the Shem show is pretty much over. Fucking CLD had a very weird fight with Delidze. Luke Riley. He had a pretty good performance, but since it was on the co-main event, I think a lot of people were expecting more. MVP shitting up the arena. We'll get to that, but yeah, we'll get to all the weird instances in this card. But starting off with the first fight on the prelims, we got Chanel Dyer defeating Ravina Oliveira by round 2 TKO. I didn't watch this fight live. I watched it back. Pretty good performance from Chanel Dyer. For a girl that lost her Contender Series fight and still got signed by the UFC. I thought that was a very fucking glaring move that she wasn't ready and she wasn't UFC level, but she proved me wrong. Looked good on the striking, looked good on the feet. Was able to get a takedown as well, got some control time. Didn't really do much with it, but I think this was more so Ravina Oliveira just looking like absolute dog shit on the feet than like Chanel Dyer being able to like outclass her and win the outside foot battle and pull all this crafty tricks out of her fucking bag. This was more so Ravina Oliveira just swinging fucking dumbass overhands and just standing there plodding forward on the feet at women's strawweight, just not doing much of anything, not having any power in her hands, not having any sort of physicality, danger to her punches, just looking like overall complete ass and just a regional talent in the UFC. But good stuff for Chanel Dyer. She was doing good, outstriking her in the first round, and then in the second round caught her with a big right hand that wobbled Oliveira very badly, followed up with big punches. I think she threw a knee in there as well. Big punches, threw her down in the clinch, pretty much just shucked her off in the clinch. That's how fucking hurt Oliveira was. She got hurt and then she just wasn't able to regain any of her balance. It was like 10 seconds after she got wobbled by the initial right hand, she was still on wobbly feet, and then fucking Dyer just shucked over onto the clinch into the cage and just wailed on her. Oliveira, she even like called out to the ref that she that she didn't want to continue, and for the ref to stop the fight, and then the ref just let her get pounded out some more until she just fell over and died. But yeah, good stuff from Chanel Dyer. Destroyed an absolute cannon Oliveira. Um, Still got ass mogged by her. Still got still got ass and titties mogged by her. Spectacularly, but yeah, good stuff for Dyer. Um, I don't really know how she's gonna do much. She's kind of just like a you're kind of just like a now you're in the UFC kind of strawweight. Like now you're here, just another strawweight onto the roster, that kind of shit. But yeah, good stuff from her. I'm 0-2. I mean, I'm 0-1 by this as well. So yeah. Moving on. Hey, what's the Shib Show? Shabo! Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for Shem. We got Abdul Kareem El Sawadi defeating Shamrock by unanimous decision, 30-27. Yeah, this was kind of first off, I didn't even watch this fight live, but I watched it back. This was Shem just not doing enough at all, not doing enough at range, and just getting backed up and bullied by El Sawadi. El Sawadi, he was the one moving forward, one landing the cleaner shots as well. I think he dropped Shem in round one with the right hand. Doesn't count as a knockdown, but I clearly think he dropped Shem like a flash sort of knockdown with the right hand. El Sawadi did, and Shem just looking so just not starting. First off, he started at a snail's pace in round one. Didn't do anything pretty much in round one. He was just tapping roundhouse kicks and front kicks at El Sawadi. El Sawadi, he was sort of moving around on the back foot as well, but he was the one just catching Shem with the punches. And also, whenever Shem would punch, his punches came out so fucking slow. It was unbelievable how like pretty much in slow motion Shem's boxing was pretty much the entire fight. And this was in the first round where El Sawada had it like such an obvious speed advantage in the boxing against Shem. First round, there was also a takedown. El Sawadi tripped out Shem while he had his back. Shem reversed it pretty well. He tried to slam El Sawadi out of his guard as well. Didn't really do much, but that was at the end of the first round, so it didn't. Nothing really happened from it, or nothing effective from it really happened. In the second round, El Sawadi really picked up the pace and the pressure, started just pressuring Shem back. Shem looking just so fucking like, just looking like an absolute fish out of water with the boxing defense, taking shots on the chin. I think El Sawadi also bloodied the nose of Shem. Also El Sawadi, he was like taking flush kicks from Shem. I don't know if it was just, I think it was more so Shem just not having any power behind the techniques. Cause El Sawadi, he was getting dropped and hurt pretty badly in his debut, in his last fight. He was like taking flush head kicks from Shem, flush front kicks, head kicks from Shem as well. I think it was also a part that a lot of the kicks from Shem were landing at the foot. I'm talking about like the front kicks, not really. I mean the roundhouse kicks, not really the front kicks was because you're supposed to land with the foot, but a lot of the round kicks from Shem were like landing on the foot, not really landing with the shin as well. So yeah, just second and third round, it was just El Sawadi picking up the pace, landing more in the boxing, outpacing Shem, outputting Shem, and Shem just looking so vulnerable in the boxing defense. He's got to work on that. He's got to work on a lot of shit. Work on his pressure. Work on his attacks at range, just having more output at range. There's a lot of times where Shem, there will be like 30 seconds will pass by and they're both at range, and Shem would just feint a front kick and like do like this bolo uppercut, like feint taunt kind of thing, and not really land anything at range, even though he has the reach and height advantage. As well, and a kicking advantage. So, yeah, just very poor performance from Shem. El-Sawadi, they got El-Sawadi running all 3 rounds. I would say that, I would agree with that as well. The judges were on point with this, with most of these decisions except for the fucking, for the main event. But, like I said, we'll get to that. But, yeah, that made me 0-2 on the card. Yeah, we need the Shem show. We need to work on some things. A lot of the Scouts guys, we need to work on our boxing defense on the back foot. So many of these guys were looking so vulnerable and so fucking like frail and breakable on the back foot. It's insane. They were just getting so overwhelmed by basic retard like combinations and pressure on the back foot. It's crazy. But yeah, good stuff from El-Sawadi. Moving on, we got Brando Pericic defeating Louis Sutherland. Oh my fucking days, Louis Sutherland. Oh my days, Louis Sutherland. I've seen him at the pub, mate. I've seen him at the pub. He's been drinking a lot, mate. This law's fucking hot. It's hot to wash down. Yeah, we got Brando Pericic defeating Louis Sutherland in the first round by TKO. Louis Sutherland, he had like some moments where he would like bum rush Pericic and kind of make it like a hold on now. This is like a kind of make it a fight, but overall it was Sutherland. He had Pericic, he had a clear technique advantage in pretty much all of the positions. Sutherland, he would land like a good low kick. He would charge in with some punches, but as soon as it got to the grappling, Pericic, he threatened with like an arm and guillotine to get Sutherland off of him. And then I think they went into the clinch. And Pericic just grabbed the tight clinch and just started hammering knees on Sutherland. Sutherland eventually dropped to his knees, and then from there the fight was pretty much over. So Pericic just wailed on him with ground and pound, as Sutherland took like a year and a half to get back to his feet, and then when he got back to his feet, he just fell straight down again, and then Pericic just pounded him out with the ground and pound, and then the ref stopped it. Quick win for Pericic. Sutherland, he's not UFC level. His physique is absolutely fucking melted. Since coming into the UFC, he's just a fat, square, kingpin built blob. And Pericic, having somewhat of fast muscle twitch fibers on him, was able to dust him up and dominate him. So yeah. Good stuff for Pericic. That made me 1-2 on the card as well. Moving on, we got Montrez Contractivicius defeating Antonio Trockley by unanimous decision. This was a very, very low level dog shit fight from both these guys. To be fair, Trockley did make it sort of. He did like kind of sync it up with the grappling. I think if it was on the feet, if it was on the feet more and there were more exchanges on the feet, fucking Contractivicius would have like TKO'd him and dominated him. But Trockley, although he gets finished in the grappling, he is sort of like able to weather the storm on the feet, like against Shara and maybe one other guy, maybe. But against like Shara, he was just he was kind of able to like weather the storm on the feet and be sort of take it into the later rounds. And he did that here against Contract Vicious. Contract Vicious tried to put it on the feet, and every time Contract Vicious got close, Trockley just tied him up in the clinch, was able to push him up against the clinch as well. Use the grappling to sort of like draw the fight out and to sort of waste time on the clock. Contract Vicious caught him with an elbow in round 1 that knocked him down. I thought he could have been. I thought if Contract Vicious had better finishing instincts and better cardio, he would have been able to finish Trockley on the ground as well, I think. But yeah, this was a very low level fight from both these guys. I don't think Contract Vicious makes it far in the UFC. In any way, maybe if you give him fucking, maybe if he moves up to fucking light heavyweight and smokes out Kakara, he'll do something. But yeah, I don't think Contract Vicious will make it far in the UFC at all. If he had any like talent or even any like finishing ability on the ground, I think he should have smoked Trockley out. But yeah. And I picked Contract Vicious as well, so that's 2-2. And one other thing, I'm so sorry that my my pick video didn't upload for some reason. It was like stuck in draft. Cause I remember when I was like clicking through the shit to get it to upload, it was like taking an unreasonably long amount of time for like the copyright shit to not get to like go through and process. And I sort of like I think I just forgot about it and thought I had posted it as well. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. Make sure it won't happen again. But moving on, we got Mario Pinto defeating Felipe Franco by unanimous decision, 29-28. I thought I did think Franco won the I think the first round, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't watch this fight back. I think Franco won the first round. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Mario Pinto did win the fight. But overall, this was a shit fight as well. It was a very like low level fight. And I think the reason why is like the skill gap between light heavyweight. Franco, he's a light heavyweight, and he came in to fight Pinto on like short notice, pretty short notice, like I think like a week's notice. Came in to fight Franco. Came in to fight fucking Pinto, and fucking the skill gap between this fight made it apparent that the skill gap between heavyweight and light heavyweight is so fucking vast. I think I'm picking fucking. I think this is such a bad look for heavyweight. I think I'm gonna pick fucking. I'm gonna pick Pereira to beat Gon. If the skill gap between light heavyweight and heavyweight, that a pretty much no name fucking lost his first fight on the Contender Series, light heavyweight is able to make that competitive of a fight against a guy who I think Pinto is a top 10 level heavyweight in this moment. I think if Pinto fought an actual heavyweight, he would have smoked him. Like a Mick Parkins, that kind of guy. I think Pinto would smoke that kind of heavyweight. The fact that a low level, pretty much barely UFC level light heavyweight is able to make it that competitive with a very talented rising prospect of a heavyweight in Pinto makes the skill gap between the divisions so apparent. But yeah, Pinto, he was able to outland Franco in the boxing. Pinto, he was also trying to get the takedowns as well. He shot so many times, and Franco was able to defend all of them. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. There were no moments in this fight as well. None of these guys, Pinto didn't really rock Franco. Franco didn't rock Pinto as well. Pinto, he was a bit of a slow starter as well. I think that's why I gave Franco the first round, because Pinto was starting very slow. It took him a very long time to sort of get his groove and sort of up his output and land shots on Franco. Um, some grappling exchanges here and there. He got Franco down twice. I think he also landed some ground and pound, I think, as well. But yeah, just very sort of weird, very competitive fight that shouldn't really, if Pinto was really like that good, I think he should have made it more clear that he could have made this fight more clear in his favor. But yeah. Moving on, we got let's move on. Moving on, we got fucking, and I also picked Pinto to win, so yeah. Moving on, we got, oh shit, crafty underdog Nathaniel Wood defeating Lucien Keita by split decision. Overall, this was more so Wood being more technical in the boxing than Keita. Keita, the whole fight, he was whiffing on so many power shots that were like this close. There's so many right hands that were this close to landing on Wood's chin from Keita. That just didn't land. Also, Nathaniel kicks smashed low kicks pretty much the entire fight. Had Keita switching stances pretty much all of round 2 and 3. Wood was hammering the low kicks, popping out the jab. Was up on numbers pretty much the entire fight. Evading a lot of the power shots on Keita. Didn't shoot much at all on Keita as well. Went to the body. It was more so Keita going to the body with like hooks and stuff. But yeah, this is pretty much Nathaniel Wood outstriking and outlanding Keita with the low kicks, with the boxing, with the jabs, and yeah, just crafting it up, staying out of danger. And that's a 4-fight win streak for Nathaniel Wood. I think he deserves a ranked opponent at this point in his career. He's looked good against these budding prospects that the UFC has tried to slam him out with. And yeah, I think he deserves a ranked opponent for that. Good stuff for my boy Nathan. Oh my fucking nice, Nathaniel Wood. Mate, the fucking title run starts now with Nathaniel Wood, mate. He's going on to beat that bloody Volk. He's going for the bleeding title, Nathaniel Wood. Yeah, good stuff from Wood, and I picked him to win if that wasn't obvious. Moving on, we got the fight of the year. My contender for fight of the year, Mason Jones defeating Axel Sola by unanimous decision. This fight was so insane, so crazy. I felt so fired up. This fight got me so fired up because on the live, like as the card was going, I jumped in. I missed the first 3 fights, and I jumped in when like on the start of the Contract Vicious fight and Trockley fight, and I had just decision and split decision. And this fight woke me up out of my fucking seat, and I also commentated over this fight live in my Fight Companion. We should have checked that out. But yeah, this fight was so sick, man. So good. First round, both guys it's an open stance fight. Both guys are trying to get the outside foot battle. Mason Jones is sort of going for it more. He's winning the outside foot battle more. As fucking Sola is circling out. Both landing shots on each other. Both trying to land that right hand, that power shot. Sola's trying to land the left hand. Jones trying to land the right hand. Both landing good shots on each other. For pretty much like the first 2 minutes of the first round, and then fucking as the first big shot of the round, as Mason Jones tries to step out on the outside to land his right hand, Sola spins and times a perfect spinning elbow on Mason Jones' chin that cracks him. Flush spinning elbow that Jones did not see coming at all. Cracks Mason Jones, drops him. How fucking good of a chin does Jones have to take a flush spinning elbow to the chin that he was not expecting and only get dropped? I think 99% of the lightweight roster would have been out cold from a shot like that. But yeah, Jones gets cracked by a spinning elbow, gets dropped. Sola goes on the pressure, backs Jones up into the cage, starts unloading punches on him. They grapple for a bit. I think Sola takes him down. Jones scrambles well, gets back up to his feet. And then fucking they separate, they start going at it again. Jones gets his composure. He starts, getting that outside foot battle, starts throwing combos on Sola. They get back into the clinch, and then in the last minute of the first round, fucking Jones gets into the tie clinch and lands a flush knee on the face of Sola that opens up a massive cut under the right eye of Sola. And that was the end of the first round. He also hurt Sola with that knee as well, on top of opening up that big cut. But I would still edge out the round to Sola due to the fact that he dropped Jones with that spinning elbow. So, close round one, give it to Sola. Round two, Jones just starts up the pressure again, really goes on the gas, starts backing up Sola with the punches, gets into the grappling as well, mixes that up. I think Sola mixed in the grappling. Now that I'm thinking about it. Sola mixed in the grappling, tried to clinch with Jones. He also started landing knees on Jones, standing knees in the clinch on Jones, but Jones just turning up the pressure with the boxing and his combos like at range. He starts piecing up Sola with. But yeah, overall I would give the second round to Jones, and then third round. First off, at the end of the fucking going into the third round, I thought the cut on fucking on Sola's fucking face got so fucking wide and big. I thought they were gonna at least get the doctors to maybe look at it, but I guess in England they don't give a fuck about doctor stoppages. I think if this fight took place in like California or New York, this fight would have probably been stopped due to doctor stoppage, because the fucking cut on Sola's eye was that big and fucking in that like damn deep. But yeah, the fight went on. The doctors were probably enjoying this fight. I was like, damn, I want this shit to stop. This is a good ass fucking fight. Yeah, went into the third round. Jones does more of the same, just starts turning on the pressure with the boxing, also utilizing knees in the clinch as well. Like Sola did on him in round two. Mason Jones starts throwing his own knees in the clinch in the third round, pieces up Sola with those as well. Starts pouring on the pressure, feinting jump knees as well. Is Jones, and Jones just starts putting on the pressure. They're both throwing good shots at each other, but it's just Jones that's pressuring forward and throwing more combinations. And then in like the fucking last 30 seconds of round three, Jones just turns on the pressure, just goes into a different gear, turns it on. Sola starts backing up and starts breaking. Jones just starts wailing on him, fucking with punches, with knees in the clinch. And then in the last 5 seconds, Sola's just covering up against the cage, and fucking Sola's just pouring on knees, just knee, in the clinch on Sola. Ends the round so fucking strong in his favor. I had it. I had it 2-3 Jones on the scorecards as well. I think 30-27 is a bit of a wild scorecard. I think Sola easily won the, not easily, but edged out the first round with the fact that he dropped Jones. But yeah, great fight. Such a good fight that woke me up. Fight of the year. Fight of the year. Um, one of those good fights. One of those ones that puts hair on your chest. One of the ones that fucking you want to show to your friends to get them into the UFC. So yeah. And I also picked Jones to win as well. So that's 5-2 on the prelims. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Moving on to the first fight on the main card, we got. Oh my! Let me get my Scouse accent. Curtis Campbell, lad. It's tough for Curtis, lad. Tough for Campbell, lad. You know what I mean? Like, it's poor Campbell, lad. Got smoked out in the fucking second round, lad. By a fucking Mexican lad. Holy fuck, lad. Yeah, we got Danny Silva brutally fraud checking Curtis Campbell in the second round by TKO. Man, Curtis Campbell, he looked so fucking, again, looks so vulnerable and hittable on the back foot. It's crazy. Fucking yeah, Curtis Campbell, this fight started out with Campbell, he was looking like his usual self, like how he did on the regional scene, picking shots well, throwing a low kick, throw right straight. And then Danny Silva just said fuck that, got on the pressure, and then Curtis Campbell, he would back up, but as he was backing up, he would extend his lead hand to try to frame. But instead of putting it in between Silva and him, he would put it up in the air like this. As he was backing up, he would frame off like this up in the air. And that was like a bit of an early sign that Danny Silva might be able to catch him with fucking Campbell not using his frame properly and not fucking putting it in between him and Silva, even though he had the reach advantage as well and a height advantage, not using the frame properly. That's a huge mistake. But Campbell was backing up, Silva was getting on the pressure, got to the cage, and then as Silva was trying to tee off with a combo, Campbell shot down, level change into a takedown. They scrambled for a bit, and then Curtis got the back. Couldn't get the hooks in. Silva still scrambled. Curtis scrambled to mount eventually. Then he scrambled back to the back. Was trying to fish for a rear naked. Couldn't get it. Silva was scrambling well, defending submissions well. That was pretty much the bulk of the first round. They got back up in the last minute. Was exchanging shots on the feet. Curtis Campbell still backing up, looking so vulnerable and just looking like a little fucking twink on the back foot. They were exchanging some at the end of the first round. Second round starts. It was more of the same. Danny Silva just pressuring hard. Campbell backing up, not really doing much to alleviate the pressure, still sticking his hands up to try and frame, and then Silva just bombs him over the top with the right hand, drops Campbell bad, starts unloading on him, drops him again with another right hand, and then he dropped Campbell again with another right hand, and then the ref just stepped in, stopped the fight. Brutal fraud check for Curtis Campbell. He's been training since fucking 5 years old, competing in MMA since a young child. He's young. He's also young as well. I think he's 23. He's also been being told from pretty much everybody that he's gonna be the next great in the UFC. He's gonna be a UFC champ and then got fraud checked brutally by Danny Silva. It's a lot. It's tough for Campbell. Poor Campbell. It's fucking tough, you know. Yeah, tough, really tough stuff for Curtis Campbell. But good shit, really good shit for Danny Silva. Plus what? Big underdog, plus 200 underdog, I think. Pulled it off. But I also, for some reason, I heard that he didn't get a bonus for this. Maybe I'll fucking hold on. I'll look that up over here. Fucking no, I can't type. Let's go. No, he didn't get a bonus. He didn't get a performance bonus for that. That's fucking crazy. Being a plus 200 underdog and pulling it off in a big way is nuts. So yeah. Fucking moving on. I also picked Campbell to win. So yeah, fuck me. Moving on, we got Christian Leroy Duncan defeating Roman Dolidze by unanimous decision. This was also such a weird fight as well. Like, pretty much every time Leroy Duncan would move in on fucking Dolidze to try and like amount some type of offense and land some type of like flurry, Dolidze would just like turn his back and roll over and roll for a leg on COD. But yeah, this was pretty much just COD landing the more significant shots, landing the better shots on the feet. Was doing too much as well on the feet. He was like switching stances heavy, trying to throw flying knees. He would like shuffle his feet like weirdly. He would like when Dolidze would circle out, sometimes he would like turn his back and sort of like follow him while walking backwards as well. Just doing too much. Just stick to the fucking stick to the basics. He was chewing up Dolidze with like hooks around the guard as Dolidze was backing up. Uppercuts as well. He was chewing up Dolidze with right straights. He was chewing up Dolidze with. But Dolidze, he would just try and force grappling exchanges. Would try and just try and like roll for legs every time CLD got close. He would shoot in and get CLD down as well. Which was surprising to me. I thought the offensive wrestling of Dolidze wasn't that solid, but he got CLD down a good amount of times in this fight. Every time he did like roll for legs, CLD would escape that. He took CLD down for the majority of the first round. Second round, CLD was pouring it on him with the striking, throwing hooks around the guard, throwing uppercuts, throwing right straights. He would jumped over him with the flying knee as well, land low kicks on him on Dolidze as well. He was doing the entire fight. CLD was throwing good body kicks as well. Motherfuckers outside my house just doing burnouts and shit. But I don't know if y'all heard that, but yeah, pretty much outstriking Dolidze for the entire fight. CLD was in the third round. It was more of the same. Fucking at the end of the third, Dolidze would he took down CLD and got his back, but CLD pretty much survived all of it. Dolidze didn't really do much with the striking, or he tried to make it up with ground and pound in the third round once he got the takedown, but COD was so far ahead on strikes. It didn't really make much of a difference. So yeah. COD he's now in the top 15, just outside of the top 10. I think Cannoneer would be a good fight for COD. Fucking who else? Maybe you can do a RoboCop rematch. Fucking Vittori, maybe. But yeah, I would have to look at the middleweight rankings. I don't know who's in the middleweight. Who's like in like the who's in positions like 5 through 15 at middleweight. I would have to look at that, but yeah, good win for CLD. Got it done. Uh, needs to. He's dynamic, but he needs to like stick more to the basics. He needs to get reeled into the basics a bit, like, and stop showboating, stop like the fucking walking backwards into your opponent. You don't really need to do that. You can shoot these guys up with the basics. But yeah, good stuff for COD. Moving on, we got pretty much the most exciting finish on the fight. Ivo Baranowski defeating Austin Lane in under 30 seconds by round 1 KO. Yeah, Lane didn't land any shots on Baranowski. Not really much to talk about. Baranowski just fucking rushed him down, walked him down like Prime King Vaughn, and put that fucking mustard on him, put that Polish power on him. Had hurt Lane with the right hand that started off. Then clipped him with a left hook over the top, like a turned over left hook. Clipped him with that over the top. Fucking put down Lane, and then just followed up with ground and pound that just put him out. So yeah, not much to talk about. If Ewo keeps on getting these like real chinny guys, I think he can just keep doing this and not fucking keep doing this, keep giving us fun shit. But yeah, I think if he goes up the rankings, if he gets like a big jump up the rankings, I think some guys would smoke him. I think Dustin Jacoby would smoke fucking Baranowski, slime him out pretty devastatingly. I think Volkan Oezdemir would do the same. Maybe another guy I'm thinking of that I can't remember would do the same, but yeah. He's a judo guy. He hasn't like grappled at all in his UFC career, and he's a judo guy. And he's sliming out guys like this. But yeah, I picked the EO to win. He got it done by devastation. I said it in my prediction video as well. He would devastate Austin Lane, and he did exactly that. Austin Lane, he is shit, and he has no chin. Get him out of the UFC. Moving on, we got this absolute shit fest, shittiest fight on the fucking card. MVP. I don't want to hear MVP say the words fighter and pay together in the same sentence. If I see a video of him saying fighter and pay in the same sentence since at all anymore in his entire career, I'm reporting that shit for fucking terrorism. Because this was a fucking terrorist event that took place in London. Probably the worst fucking terrorist event. The worst thing to happen in London since ever. Michael Venom Page defeats fucking Sam Patterson by unanimous decision. 33 strikes over 3 rounds. That's 11 strikes landed every round, and less on Patterson. I see people like trying to put the blame on Patterson and say, oh, Patterson's a shit fighter. He didn't do this. He didn't go forward enough. He didn't do this. This is a constant in MVP. Since MVP has been in the UFC, this has pretty much been a constant for like his past like 3 fights. This has been a constant that he absolutely doesn't do fucking anything if you don't just float your chin up in the air and look at the fucking stars for him to KO you. He would just do absolutely fucking nothing and bounce around at range for the entire fight. And he did exactly that, bounced around at range. he threw like maybe he threw like a right hand like a minute or like a right hand every minute in this fight. He did start off on the pressure in the later rounds. I mean in the first round, but as the fight went on, he just danced around on the back foot, let Sam Patterson just sort of walk towards him. I was expecting Patterson to grapple more in this fight. Maybe Patterson could have grappled more, and that would have been more exciting than whatever the fuck this was. But yeah, such a shit fight for MVP. Cut him. We gotta cut him. Cut him from the UFC. Yeah, all I want to say. And I picked MVP to win as well. I said he would do this shit. Moving on to the co-main event, we got Luke Riley. Luke fucking Riley, lad. You only fighting Michael as well, lad. Luke fucking Riley, lad. Luke Riley defeating Michael as well by unanimous decision, 30-27. I thought Riley won all 3 rounds pretty much. The first round was pretty suspect. Riley was fucking, he was like moving around, looking vulnerable on the back foot, moving around on the back foot, not really doing much, not throwing much of anything in the first round. Kind of Aswell was just kind of running away with it in the first round. But the story of this fight was every time Riley would hit Aswell, it would have a way bigger impact than what Aswell would hit Riley. Whenever Aswell would hit Riley, it would pretty much just bounce off the head of Riley. And whenever Riley would throw like a right hook or a left hook or a right hand or a right hook at Aswell, it would back up Aswell and sort of like make him stumble. And that was pretty much it for the entire fight. Riley would land the cleaner shots, land big left hooks, land big right hands around the guard of Aswell, throw good body work as well on Aswell. Aswell, he would try to amount something back with some volume, but he just didn't have the punching power to make any impact. Every time Riley would hit, it would have some like impact, and you could feel it like hit harder on Aswell. Aswell did get like some takedown in I think round 1. Got a takedown. Fucking didn't do much with it. Riley was able to get back to his feet, but yeah. Again, Riley's slow starter. Like a lot of Scousers as well. Just like they're such slow starters and so vulnerable on the back foot. It's crazy. But yeah, that was pretty much the story of the entire fight. Luke Riley just having the more powerful and better boxing, and also being bigger as well. Riley looked visibly bigger in there against Aswell. I thought he looked way bigger. I thought he'd had more like depth in his midsection. But yeah, Riley just frame mogged him, size mogged him, and power mogged him. So yeah. Moving on to this fucking fight. We got Movsar Evloev defeating Lerone Murphy by majority decision. Really, majority decision. I thought this fight was a draw. I thought it was a draw. I thought Lerone won the first 2 rounds clear, and Movsar won the 3rd and the 5th. And the point deduction in round 4 was made it even and made it a draw. But can we just say this? Volk, if either of these 2 win, Volk would fucking smoke these fools out like we've never seen before. Volk would do terrible frat house initiation level offenses to both these fucking guys, both these clowns, if either of them won. And I'm absolutely picking Volk to smoke up Evloev if Evloev does get a title shot, I think they're doing Gene Volk. as well. So yeah, if Evloev even gets a title shot, I'm picking Volk to absolutely smoke him up like we've never seen. But yeah, um, like I said, Lerone won the first two rounds clear, landing good low kicks, landing good punches on Evloev's chin as well. Evloev, he did look better in the boxing than I thought he would. Also 89 strikes over fucking, and he also and Lerone had more significant strikes as well. Hilarious, but 89 strikes over 100 versus 102 over fucking 5 rounds is also insane. Absolutely insane that these two guys are supposed to be next up, and they're landing. One can't even fucking crack 100 strikes over 5 rounds. But yeah. Ron, he was chewing up the leg of fucking of Evloev, chopping low kicks. Evloev also had not to get on my Joe Rogan shit, but Evloev had visible swelling on his calf by like the end of the first 2 rounds. Malvazar also not shooting in the first 3 rounds. He didn't shoot a single takedown or even attempt to shoot a takedown. They had his fucking his fucking wife at gunpoint, had his kids at gunpoint, had them dangling over an active volcano. Picked her up. He picked his fucking wife up from fucking from the science fair, from the 6th grade science fair they did to Malvazar. Fucking yeah. But Malvazar didn't shoot a single takedown for I think the first 3 rounds. Tried to get was getting Lerone down pretty much very easily. Got almost every takedown he tried. Malvazar tried. He got on Lerone Murphy. Lerone was getting back up and not really letting Malvazar get dominant position on him, which it's also more credence to why I think Volk would smoke him if Lerone, if you can establish dominant position on a guy like Lerone who gets taken down so easily in all of his fights, then Volk would absolutely either shuck you off or just pretty much even reverse you. I think Volk would reverse Evloev on the ground if Evloev tried to take him down as well. Reverse him, get his own dominant position and smoke him up there, hit him with ground and pound as well. Yeah. Third and fifth was Malvazar, got the takedowns, got some ground and pound, was wailing on Lerone in the 5th round with the ground and pound. Lerone also I think he popped his hip trying to throw a spinning elbow against Malvazar, dislocated his hip. So Malvazar had I think that was in the 4th round as well. So Malvazar had a fucking one hip Lerone Murphy in the 5th round and still didn't finish him, which is also insane. But yeah. Absolute shit, pretty shit fight, shit fucking shit decision, abhorrent robbery, fucking yeah, food for these guys are fucking light eats for Volk. Absolute baby food for Volk. Both these guys would be. But yeah. And I also picked Malvazar to win as well. So yeah, good. I guess I got my pick right. So yeah, that's my fucking reaction and breakdown for this card. I did fucking 10-3 on picks as well, I think. See, I had Malvazar, I had Briley, I had Page, I had Baranowski, I had COD, I had fucking Curtis Campbell. So that's 5-1. on the main card, and then 5-2 on the prelim. So yeah, 10-3, not too bad if I do say so myself. But yeah, these guys are food for Volk. It's absolute food for Volk. It's crazy how in Volk's old age he's still so levels above the rest of these guys at featherweight. And how good is Ilya to destroy Volk like that, man? Crazy. But yeah. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, sub. I'll have some timestamps up for my fight companion as well. So if you want to watch my reaction to pretty much from I think Pinto to I don't think I streamed Pinto Franco. I think I started at Nathaniel Wood and Losine Kita. So if you want to see my reaction from any of these fights up, go check out my fight companion. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all later. Peace.